What is your favorite season? My favorite season is summer. Since I moved to Canada, this is the fourth summer, and it has been the best one by far. Today, I would like to share with you what I have learned during this summer, especially during our recent camping trip to Victoria, British Columbia. Right after the lockdown was lifted in June, my husband David and I went to Victoria, BC for 3 weeks. Victoria is about 13 hours drive from Calgary, but we did not go there in one day. Instead, we drove 3 to 4 hours a day and used the rest of the time to do fun activities along the way. Some of the favorite of my activities are, number one, whale watching in Tofino. We took a boat and the captain educated us about the whales and their individual characteristics. We rowed about 1 to 2 hours to the sea and reached to the place where there was nothing except the sky and the ocean. The ocean is so massive and scary at times. We watched the whales when they come to the surface to breathe oxygen, and we watched their body. And after they breathe, they dive deep into the ocean, and we watched their tails. The whales are enormous creatures. The other fun activities that I really enjoyed was hiking. We hiked onto the mountains in between the coastal forests in BC. The trees are so tall and the trunk is so gigantic. And these trees are very old and lived over 500 years. When the tree gets old, it falls onto the ground and a new tree starts to grow from the trunk, from the stem. So these trees do not really die. Instead, they recycle the ecosystem. This reminded me of our life. We are eternal beings. Even if our body dies, our soul never dies. And the third fun activities that I liked is fire making and sitting by the fire and chatting with David. I could sit by the fire for hours without getting bored. And when the temperature cools down, the fire gives us warmth and it lightens our space. So if I have to summarize this trip in a few words, I would say we spent a lot of time in nature. In all of our campgrounds, we camped in the middle of the forest or by the lake or by the ocean. And for those 3 weeks, the typical day for me was like this. As soon as I awoke in the tent, I unzip the window of the tent so that I can see to the nature. And by just looking at the nature, I felt at ease, calm, and I felt love for nature, love for the opportunity to live and the opportunity to see the beauty of nature. After some time of thinking and admiration to nature, I get up and make fire, cook breakfast, and eat breakfast sitting by the fire. After we finish eating, we pack everything and then we move to the next place. And we go to either hiking or swimming or just to sit by the beach. Before this trip, I know the importance of trees, nature, but the facts do not explain my experience. Here are 2 main things that I learned by spending a lot of time in nature. The first one is I was able to realize the bigger picture of life. I was able to see God in every creation. The trees, the animals, and everything that surrounded me. God is the source of all life, everything. And He made everything perfectly beautiful. Nature is magnificent and so amazing, and the word do not really express the beauty of the nature. I was asking David to take my picture when I was in the forest, by the lake, in the ocean. I have over 1,200 pictures just from this 3-week trip, but none of those pictures really show the beauty of the nature. The second thing that I really learned from my experience is that the benefit of nature goes far beyond the materialistic benefit. For example, shelter, clothes, air, all those things is not only the benefit that we get from nature. There are several studies that show the significant value of nature on our well-being. For example, patients in the hospital who have exposure to nature through their window, they have experienced a decreased level of pain, and their recovery period after their surgery is very short compared to those patients who do not have exposure to nature through their window. So nature has recuperative, restorative, healing effect, and also reduces stress significantly. Knowing and experiencing all these benefits made me to adopt hiking and camping as my new hobbies. Thank you for watching.